Not made a video in weeks. I have not posted in weeks, and honestly I still don't really know what to say on a video right now. I've been in my head a lot, but I want to get back into posting, so I am just gonna record my thoughts, which I don't really have anything to say, like I said, but I miss y'all, okay? And I miss posting. So first of all, if you are new here, my name is Tatiana. I'm a business coach, I'm a mentor, I'm a woman that is super passionate about seeing other women win, especially when it comes to doing things you have always wanted to do, like starting a business, getting into your wellness journey. We are all about getting out of our own way on this channel and just doing that through motivating you, sharing tips, and honestly just sharing my life and my journey and the lessons that I learned, and encouraging you along the way, as well as encouraging myself. That is what it is all about. I love going on walks once a week, and I'm happy that I've been able to do them just to get out of the house, regroup. Sometimes it's a time of reflection, it's a time of prayer, it's a time for me to just get out and hear myself think. It's a time for me to catch up on something maybe that I've been wanting to listen to in silence. Sometimes it's worship time, prayer, like it's just every day is a little bit different, honestly, whenever I come out and walk. But I encourage you first to find some time like this for yourself. So even if you're not into walking, you know, if you're not like a nature person, which I am not by any means, okay? If you have watched any of my past videos, especially like these, you know, I am not a nature girly. I do not like bugs. And then earlier when I started walking, it was these birds that kept circling me, and I'm like, if y'all saw that movie Birds, okay? And they were following me for a little bit too long, but eventually they, I guess, went and started doing whatever they do. But yeah, I was like, what's going on? So I encourage you to get out. I like walking because it forces me to, in some way, turn off the world. It's peaceful, you know, you can hear nature, and especially as a mom where a lot of my life feels very chaotic, there's not a lot of time for silence and solitude. I do really enjoy these walks. So I just want to encourage you for that. First of all, you know, get intentional about a way for you to just bask in your thoughts and what it is that you are trying to hear from God. What it is that you are just trying to simply plan out for the day. Sometimes it's just really hard for us to know a path forward when we can't even have a complete thought in our minds. You know, when you can't have a complete thought, it's hard to be successful in anything. And I find that that has been like the constant journey for me, even in my business, is that if I am not constantly trying to be intentional about finding time for me to work on my business that is uninterrupted, you know, that is a chance for me to focus, reconnect back with what it is my vision is, and all of those things. If I don't do that, I tend to fall off. And I think that that is what has happened this last probably month or so. Mostly all good things, but we were doing a lot of traveling back to back in the month of May. My mom got married in Tulum, y'all. It was absolutely beautiful. And just the love story that was shared while we were there was just like super encouraging. My mom gave this really amazing prayer as well during her wedding ceremony. I'm gonna see if she doesn't mind me. I'm gonna insert it right here. If she doesn't mind, I'll ask her first. We come before you with our hearts full of love and but it was absolutely an amazing prayer. And I pray over all of the people that are watching this that are in marriages, because marriage is hard, okay? Marriage is hard. Anything that requires you to sacrifice who you are, your needs, your wants, your desires in some aspect, and to really become one with someone else, despite all of your prior beliefs of how you want to do things, despite your past. Like, you have to come together with someone, and that is a constant thing that has to be refreshed over the years, as I'm even learning with my own marriage. And that prayer was just very, very encouraging. So I want to share that with you. Then we celebrated my grandfather turning 70 years old, y'all. And wow, what a milestone of life, right? My arm started hurting, so I had to put my arm down for a second. But yes, an amazing testament of life, especially just to see someone, that I've known for most of my life, and to see him just be such an amazing person. No one is perfect, we all learn and go through things, but one thing, and I even said this at his party, was that I really appreciate that he just always has wisdom to share and lessons that he's learned through his own life, and that he will give that to you, as we go through different situations. And I just appreciate him and just the way that he lives his life. He's a spin instructor at 70. He is super duper active. Like, my grandparents in general, y'all, like, my family is just a young family. If you've seen in the past, like, my grandmother had my mom at 16, and then my mom had me at 19. So I'm blessed to have them in my life. And even my great grandmother, I had her in my life until I was 21. And I'm just blessed for the women in my life. But yeah, so we celebrated his 70th birthday. Lots of friends and family came in town, and it just made me be like, you know what? I want to be able to get to a point in my life where I can be celebrated in this way and just continue to do my best, right? Like, I know I'm not perfect. I'm always learning and just striving to be better, but it was just very encouraging and such a beautiful sight to just see so many people just coming to support him on that night. And we had so much fun, y'all. We danced, we ate really good food. My grandmother put the whole thing together, and she did an absolutely amazing job. Like, the love that she has for my grandfather, it was shown through everything that she did, and everybody looked beautiful. We had fun, but yeah, it was definitely a lot of back-to-back travel, because there was Tulum, and then literally a few days later it was that party, and all of just like the details and everything that go into setting those things up. There was some lady walking past, and I get real awkward when there's folks around. Hopefully y'all don't mind me having sunglasses on. It is just so bright out here. Okay, so yeah, so we did that. Then we got back home. Emery has been in and out of swim lessons, so we've been doing that, and we finished up her homeschool year for kindergarten. It was our first official homeschool year, like with the state, and I'm just so proud of her. The progress she made this year. Y'all, like, when we started, she knew some letter sounds. She knew all of her letters, but now she's reading. She familiar with counting and stuff. Now she's counting to 100. She's counting by 2s, by 5s, by 10s. We're doing addition, subtraction. She's writing. Like, I'm just so proud of her, and she's just learned so much just in general about life, about like science, random social studies, people, culture. She's made really good friends. She's gotten into so many activities and just learning more of what she loves, what she doesn't like. So kindergarten was a success, but with all of that in May, and even a little bit of this first part of June, it has just been such a hectic time. And it's just, like, sometimes life be lifing, right? And we be having to figure it out. And so I just decided, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to focus on the fact that I am having a well-lived life right now. And even if it's not looking exactly like, the goal setting perfection that I would like, good things are happening, But I am really ready to get back into everything that I do. Like, my membership has been going no matter what through all of these things. And that's what I really love about the membership. Like, it is one of, if not the favorite thing that I do in my business, because it gives me opportunity to do what I love, which is to help women, support them along in their entrepreneur journeys. But it is so much more than that. Like, it is such a sisterhood, and we get an opportunity to connect with each other multiple times a month. And I'm just so grateful for the ladies in the membership, the encouragement, the support that everyone gives, just the wins that everyone is having, the struggles that we all commonly get. Like, it's just such a safe space. Like, I'm just so grateful to God for it. And that never stops. So that's been going on despite me not being on here. And I've been working on some things in my mind behind the scenes. I've been doing client work again. So I've been busy. You know, I've been working. It just hasn't been like on the forefront. And I guess that's really, just what I want to kind of wrap this up with, because when I tell you my arm is about to fall off. Okay, I'm going to try the other arm. But the problem with the other arm is it's like, well, I guess it's not bad. Don't beat yourself up if you are not able to make things look like you want them to in this season of life. Try your best to recognize where you are. I always talk about this all the time with the membership ladies, of like, when you're getting ready to do a launch, for example, look at your life first. Don't just assume that you have all of this time just because it feels good in the moment. When you're planning, when you are sitting down and you are trying to work on content or anything that requires your time and energy, look at what's going on around you, assess your situation, and really decide, like, okay, can I take this on? If I take this on, you know, what does it look like? What is considered success for me if I do this thing, and how, you know, how can I make it happen? All that stuff. All that stuff is so important, but you have to remember that life is still happening in the background. And sometimes it can be hard for our brains to process that, you know, of like, oh, right now it's the end of the school year and I'm wrapping up and my kids are having all of these events and stuff at the end of the year and ceremonies and going to these games and all of this stuff. And here I am trying to do this 50-mile long list of to-dos for my business. And it's like, girl, hold on. Like, I feel like this channel really speaks to the solopreneurs, because I don't have a team. And I know a lot of the people that watch me, you don't have a team. I pray that we all get the support and the help that we need at some point. But in the meantime, when you are really in the thick of it, but you are trying to grow your brand and do it alongside of life, you know, by yourself, maybe you might have a spouse or a partner or a friend or even a child, depending on up here, some kids sometimes chip in, but it's still just you, you know, like, you're the brains behind it. You are all of the different roles that typically would be a company's, like, you know, like their order of everyone, their shoot, what do you call that, y'all? I'm like drawing a blank right now. What do you call the I cannot think right now. But yes, the people that work under you. It's like not the corporation. Somebody please tell me in the comments. Okay. But yes, it's just you. Okay. So you're the only one on that little chart. And oh, is it flow of organization? I don't know. I'm gonna stop even trying to guess. But yes, so anyway, I just say all that to say is to, like, really be realistic with yourself of the fact that it is you running this business. What can you realistically do right now at this time? And be honest with yourself about it. Don't beat yourself up about the fact that you're not looking like the girl over here that has a lot more free time. Maybe she doesn't have kids. Maybe she's not in a relationship. Maybe she works at home, right? Someone else's life will look totally different from you, and you'll feel like what you're doing is not enough. Figure out what consistency looks like in your situation. Just because someone says, like, oh, I do this 5 times a week, but you know, in reality, you can only do it twice. Sit in your situation, right? Sit in your situation, get comfortable with your success looks like, and stay true to that. You know, it's really easy for us to shift what we feel is working for us because we see, like, oh, well, this is working for someone else. Let me try it this way. And then that's how we tend to get burnt out. That's how we tend to fall short, because we are trying to, like, put on these things. And it's cool to take in the tips and get encouraged and all of that. But at some point we have to remember that not everything is going to be for us. You know, like people will say, take the meat, spit out the bone, or whatever, you know, like take what you need, leave what you don't need. And it's the same thing. I feel like in a lot of stuff that I watch other business owners, there's always something that I can take away. I feel like there's always something I'm like, oh, that's great for them. That's not a good fit for me, but I love that for them. And then there's usually something where I'm like, ooh, I like how they do that, but I think I would do it a little bit differently, or I would tweak it this way. So really try to look at it in that aspect of like, there's always going to be different things that you can do to grow, be more consistent, create the best products, you know, use your time more efficiently. There's always going to be suggestions, but if something is working for you, girl, just keep doing it, okay? Keep doing it. But yeah, that's what it's all about, is just trying to get back into the groove for me, but also not beating myself up about the last basically month. Because at the end of the day, I have been working. It's just looked differently than what I feel is successful. Like, to me, part of my success definition is showing up regularly on my YouTube channel. YouTube is my priority channel. If I don't post anywhere else, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna post on YouTube. But whenever I fall off on YouTube, I'm always like, you know, I'm letting myself down, right? So that is kind of where I'm at. But I'm also giving myself the space to be like, you know what? I just had a really cool, fun, kind of chaotic, but blessed month. And it is okay if I wasn't able to post 1 or 2 videos a week. It is okay that some of the things that I wanted to do got pushed back. Like, I'm human. I am a stay-at-home mom. I'm trying to run a business that is very multi-layered, okay? Not only do I do one-on-one coaching, I do design work for clients. I run this membership. I do this channel. I create my own products and launches and fulfill orders. And so when you look at all of that in the big picture, it's like, this lady asked me the other day, she was like, what do you do? And I was like, you want the long or the short? You know, because it's just, there's so many moving parts. There's so many moving parts. And so I'm still working on what I do when someone asks that, because it's, again, it's kind of like all over the place. But yeah, y'all. And that's funny, because we just had a challenge in the membership too about like your elevator pitch. And if someone says like, what do you do? What do you say? And I used to be able to do mine very easily because it was only like 1 or 2 aspects. But now with it being like 5 or 6 things that I do, I'm like, okay, I really need to think about like, what do I want to call this? And that's easy for people to understand. Like, usually I end up explaining it, but it doesn't take me like 20 seconds to say. I'm usually like a minute of explaining, and people are usually like, oh my God, that's so cool and everything. But I don't know. Super random sidebar. But yeah, so that is pretty much it. I think the next video that is going to be coming up, it's a little old, but still very relevant and still very exciting. I ran my first 5K race in April. The race was on April 27th, and it was such an amazing feeling to accomplish. If you haven't been following, or if you're new or you haven't been following along, or just as a reminder, I started running in January, and I am just so grateful. I'm still running now. I'm actually starting to work up to doing a 10K. I don't have any races planned, but I'm still just trying to stay in shape and keep it up. But my next video will actually be the vlog. I think it's like the week or 2, and then the actual race leading up to it. So I'm going to be sharing that, because there's so much that came out of running besides just me getting in shape. It was a lot of like mental and a lot of really good life lessons that I just feel so many people can take away and relate to, even if you never have any interest in running. It's so much more than that. But yeah, I'm just really proud of myself. So I want to share that part of life with you all. So that will be coming soon. But I just appreciate everyone for being here on this channel. Like I said, I love doing this, and I'm definitely not going anywhere, but sometimes those breaks are needed, even if they are unplanned. And usually I'm pretty good about having something in my back pocket, but it was just so many moving parts going on that I didn't even have the capacity to, you know, like have some pre-planned things, and I'm okay with that. So thank you for watching my video. If you made it this far, I want you to comment down below, glow, because Well, that porta potty is not glowing at all, but glow, because the sun is glowing. I'm feeling glowing. I hope you are glowing as well. We are in this glow up season, right? Summer is right around the corner, and it's just going to be all good things. So I'll see y'all soon in the next one. Bye.